left. Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras is to the right. And this river goes from right to left. So the river was part of a highway. And because it's part of a highway, the city became very rich. They built 700 pyramids. It's like a city today, you know, a city has hundreds of buildings, thousands of buildings. A city doesn't have one or two buildings. A city has hundreds or thousands of buildings. The same way this city had thousands, hundreds of buildings and thousands of homes, tens of thousands of homes. This was a city between 50 to maybe up to 100,000 people lived there. The Maya world was made up of millions of people. From 200 after Christ till 800 after Christ, the Maya population was the world's biggest population of the time. Somewhere in between 30 to 50 million people. They outnumbered everyone else at the time, at that moment. And they started very early as well. They started 3,500 before Christ, when the Mayan civilization began. So about 5,500 years ago, when this culture started. When they discovered a bush that produced the grain. The bush will hybrid itself as it moves through the region and becomes today's white, yellow, blue corn. So corn was the first crop they domesticated. And that started the civilization of corn. So they call themselves the children of corn. And the Spanish translated the word corn to maize. And from there, the Spanish named them Maya, from the Spanish word maize. So the word, the name Maya is not the original name, it's the Spanish name, the word maize. They themselves did not call themselves Maya. Actually, there wasn't one name, because it's not one tribe. There's many tribes of people, many different great tribes of different, like North America. We have the Navajo, the Cherokee, the Apache, same way was Central America. Here in the north, we have the Holpitan. In the south of Belize, we have the Quechí. In the west and south, also we have the Mopan. In Guatemala, you have the Achim and Chichol. In Chiapas, you have the Lacandon. So the Lacandon speaks Lacandon, they don't speak Maya. They would not understand each other. Very similar to the Navajo won't understand the Cherokee or the Apache. So they spoke differently. The Spanish came and gave them one group name, like in North America they gave them one group name, Indian. Please don't look at these trees as mangroves. None of these trees is mangroves. We're too far away from the Caribbean Sea. So mangroves won't do that well here. Also, Belize has a barrier reef, so that prevents the ocean currents from making big tides. So the rivers never become salty. So for example, these trees on the right, these lower trees, cacaplum. In Spanish, Kikaco, or little famous island Kikaker, gets its name from this tree. So Kikaker is Cayo Hicaco in Spanish. The fruit is Hicaco. The tall trees is bullet tree, chewing gum tree, poison tree, purple dogwood, and logwood. Those are the more common trees. And there's one bearing a brown fruit. Looks like a fruit, but it's just a seed. Provision. We make tea from the bark. The name of this village is Shipyard. See why it's named Shipyard? They're building these big boats. the old days, they used to build these big boats from wood. They used to build them for the people from the islands, like Sampay, Gorky, Parker. So they use these big boats to take the products to the island, like the fuel, food. So the Mennonites are very important to Belize's economy. The Mennonites produce 70% of the chicken, beef, pork, rice, beans, corn, milk, eggs, furniture, lumber for Belize. No TVs, no radios, no cars. They drive their horse and buggy. They can use machine for work, but no, like they cannot drive a car. original bench. If the mosquito allows us, I will show you where this bench was found. writing. The Spanish, wherever there was writing, they brought hammer and chiseled away writing. They did not want to see writing. Brickwork. That mound should represent the floor of a house like this, see? So they never built the house on the ground. They always built a mound. So that mound on the left represents that mound there. So this one is just a mini replica. The mounds can be 2 feet, 4 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, like over there. See, that's a mound as well. That one across there, if you go up there, you can still see the cement floor. So the Maya will never build a house on the ground. 95 to 97% of the people were very poor. Between 3 to 5% of the people were very rich. Unfortunately, the world's number remains the same. And even in Africa, you have countries where there's only 1% of very rich. So the very rich were the ones climbing the pyramids. The very rich were the ones who are using the pyramids and not the common people. So the average person did his ceremony at home. So this is the reason his house is built on a platform. That platform is his altar. And whenever his loved ones die, they bury them underneath the house. So that makes it more sacred, because they are their ancestors underneath the floors. So not everyone was on top of the pyramids, only the very rich. Yeah, so these were considered sacred. This small tree here is coffee. And then this other small tree over there with the big leaves is chocolate. That chocolate tree is more than 5 years old and it hasn't produced. I brought some Mayan people from the south, which are experts in growing chocolate, and they said that chocolate trees do not like to be alone. They want to grow together with another chocolate tree. So there's one over there as well, and it only bears blossoms. If you look at the bottom, the little tree, there's little blossoms, but eventually the blossoms fall off and it doesn't grow. They said because they want to be together. They don't like to be alone. And there is a tree which is named Mother of Cacao, which does not produce a fruit, only produces flower, and you have to plant that tree next to them as well. You want to be near the Mother of Cacao. Yeah. So it's a very complex agriculture, the growing of cacao. I don't know if you have this belief, like spiritual belief, which the Mayans had. And part of their spiritual belief is that you need to speak to the trees. And it's a culture that still exists till this day. Like, they would tell the tree. My wife says, she talks to the tree, says, if you don't bear any fruits this year, I'm gonna hang some old shoes or old panties on the tree. So the tree will take shame, the tree will produce. That's the belief is theirs. This is a lobster tail. It's a banana's cousin. There's nothing that you can eat from it. It's just decorative. Lobster tails. And then the one with the big leaf up there is plantain. Oh, my mother would love to have these leaves that are not broken. The one that's not broken and it splits, that's the perfect leaf for making tamales. You roast the leaf. You make a ground fire with the leaf, with the dry leaves, and you roast the leaf. Just run the leaf over it quickly, and you smell, and that's the smell of tamales. And then we cut out pieces of the leaf and make a tortilla on the leaf. And a tortilla from corn, we put a red sauce, we put a piece of meat, we put onion, tomatoes, and habanero pepper, and we fold them and bake them or boil them. And that was tamales, the most sacred food of the Maya. When the king died, there was tamales in his tomb. They believe that they need to take food with them for their journey to the afterlife. This tree here with the big leaves, the bright green leaves, is rubber. The Mayans had rubber. They were the first people in the world to make a rubber ball. There was nowhere else in the world a game with a rubber ball. So they gave the world the idea of a rubber ball. So they started vulcanization, which makes rubber bouncy and even much stronger when you stretch it. So it's not Charles Goodyear, it is the Maya. And then this tree with the spikes, whenever you see spikes on the tree, it means that the tree is still immature. Quite a big baby for a tree, right? As it becomes adult, it completely loses the spikes. And that tree, ceiba, is the national tree of Guatemala, but it's the tree of life. In the pagans of Norway and Sweden, they believe in the tree of life as well, and it was an oak tree. In Africa, it was the acacia tree, the tree of life. Its branches held up heaven, and its roots go down to hell. When you die, your spirit enters into the roots of the tree, and you face 9 demons in hell. 8 male demons, 1 female devil. One's enough. Yeah. So if you build temples, if you pay your taxes, if you're devoted to the religion, the gods help you escape hell. If you're bad and lazy, you are stuck in hell. So that means that the Mayans had no need for slave labor. You simply, if you don't build the temples, you don't go to heaven. So there was no need for slavery to build pyramids. They did have slavery, but it's not for building pyramids. And the Maya, for those that died in war, for those who died as a sacrifice, for those who died in battle, and the women who died during her pregnancy or during childbirth, those were the ones to die with honor, and those are the ones that do not go to hell. Those are the ones that go straight to heaven. So to be sacrificed in Mayan culture was a great honor. To be sacrificed meant that you go straight to heaven. How does that sound? They wanted to be sacrificed. But you have to have done something very important, or it had to be a very important day, ceremony, event like an eclipse, a meteorite, an important moon event that they won't see often. And these were the times they practiced human sacrifice. Heads roll. The rich people live up here. And similar to what I show you back there, this is man-made. This is a plaza. This is also artificially made. And we will be walking entirely on top of a plaza. So what does that mean? That the trees were not there because this floor was man-made. So the trees take over. So these trees are not thousands and thousands of years old. These trees came when the city is being abandoned. And then the trees started to grow back. It's like if you abandon New York City and you go back 1,000 years later, and that's what happened here. The jungle came back. This is the Jaguar face, see? These holes make the jaguar's face. These holes make the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Balam jaguar. Ek balam black jaguar. We don't speak fluent Maya and we don't speak fluent Spanish. In Belize, we speak Spanish with Maya with English. So other Central American neighbors make fun of our form of Spanish. They say we speak Spanish. But in the south of Belize, they're fluent in Maya. It's only here in the north that we're not fluent in Maya. We only have some Mayan words. Remember I mentioned that the Spanish are here destroying writing? This is the reason the Maya calendar is destroyed. This is the Maya calendar. The Spanish breaks pieces off to destroy writing. These are the months of the year right here, see? It should be 19 months. 18 months of 20 days, 1 month of 5 days, 365 days. Come on, Mr. Monkey, I'm looking for you. We want to see you even if you poop on someone's head. Oh, they're here. I can see them in the tree. There's a baby. Okay, we're making a circle. We won't see the Jaguar temple a second time. So please don't walk away without your pictures. We won't see this again.
We'll see this again. Okay.
This is a bed. This is the king's bed. They made it soft. They put cotton. See the monkeys again? Colin, the monkey they made that the creek that our hill, you know. They made that Gina house. They crossed over the trees. Last week they made it there. They're right there, Gina, the entrance, they got berries tree. They made eat berries there. First time I see them there. One whole week they made it there. Whole week they made it, holla right there. They're heading on to this tree which bears allspice. If you notice carefully, you could see the berries in the tree. They're allspice. The allspice is not the mix of spices. Allspice comes from the allspice tree. And that's what they're coming to eat, allspice. another troop of monkey that tries to take over their territory, or a snake, a jaguar, a bird like a hawk, an eagle, because they're not an exception to the food chain. They will be eaten. So when you hear them howl, it means there can be danger.
They gotta run.
Or another troop of monkey trying to take over their territory.
And you said, Amir, there's jaguar.
Yes, the jaguars live here. Yes, the jaguars live here. And so they do talk about the extinction. Like the extinction of the dinosaur, the Maya do talk about extinction. That there has been 3 creations. And now we're living in the 3rd creation. Which the man was made of corn. Remember I mentioned this earlier? First man was made of mud. And then the rains came and washed away man of mud. The 2nd creation, it was a wooden man like Pinocchio. The wooden man was evil. So the gods decided to flood the planet like Noah's story. The earth was flooded and the man was destroyed, but one of them escaped and climbed the tree, and so the gods turned him into the howler monkey. And so the monkey looks human-like because he was the 2nd man created. And now we are the 3rd man created. This tree is a strangler fig. This tree started on top of another tree, like an orchid. So birds, monkeys, bats eat the fruit of this tree and poop on top of another tree. And they start from the top and grow down and wrap themselves around the other trees and kill them. This is the way they grow. They never start from down and grow up. They always start from the top of the trees like orchids and grow down. This is the one and only way that these trees grow, from the top down. Had same technology like the cavemen. They built these pyramids. Flintstone. Limestone is soft, flintstone is harder. They made fire, they made knives, they made chisels, they made spears. They made their weapons from this stone, flintstone. This seed on the ground, they use to make flour. See the ground here, the green one, is from that tree. Bread nut, the green fruit. You boil it with a little bit of salt and it tastes almost like potato. To eat that fruit. But they boil it and grind it and put it to dry in the sun and makes it flour. With this flour they make tortilla, they make biscuits, they make cake. So they also had something else than corn. And this rain that fell, you come here in 3 or 4 days, it will be thousands of mosquitoes more than now.
More than now.
More than now. Because this has been the heaviest rain we've gotten in maybe 3 or 4 weeks. It hasn't rained that much here in the north as it has rained in the south. More. Yeah, so this jungle is not thousands and thousands of years old. This jungle came when the city was being abandoned. Then the jungle grew back again. So this jungle is not so old. As you're a nature lover, you would have been very disappointed with the Maya because they cut down all the trees to build a city. Around 900 after Christ, it stopped raining. Between 800 and 900 after Christ, it stopped raining. Because by this time, they have destroyed Central America. They have cut down between 80 and 90% of the jungle. If you stop, the mosquitoes attack more. Just the stone drawing on the building is only a replica. To give us an idea where the drawing we saw in the museum was discovered.